Hi, welcome to Tribal Council Talk, an unofficial Survivor podcast because the only official podcast can be hosted by Jeff Probst. This podcast on Survivor Season 50 is brought to you by KMOV, so thank you, KMOV, for letting me talk about Survivor. My name is John O'Sullivan. I'm a former Channel 4 producer and avid Survivor superfan, but the actual star here is St. Louis's own Tasha Fox, who is a Survivor great and was on 2 seasons of Survivor, which were 2 of my favorite seasons, seasons 28 and 31. So, Tasha, thank you very much for agreeing to do this.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I love Survivor. I'm a super fan like you. And I will say there's nothing like playing the game that you love. And in this world of reality TV, Survivor is probably one of the purest reality TV shows that are out there.
Well, I hope to play the game that we both love. What got you into loving Survivor when you started to apply?
Yeah, so I watched Survivor since the very first season in 2000. What I loved, I think more than anything, were the dynamics of the people. And I think fans will say the separator between a good season and a bad season are the people, right? And so I loved the stories. I loved the challenges. And for me, I'm such a competitive person. That's what got me into applying for Survivor. And I'll say I applied for Survivor 3 times before I actually got selected for the show. So I don't know how many times you've applied for. Keep trying. You know, you just never know what they're looking for and when the spark will hit. So, but yes, I love the physical aspect of the game. I love the social aspect and the strategic aspects of the game. That's what got me excited about Survivor.
Well, I was lucky enough when I was a Channel 4 producer to do a couple stories with you.
Yes.
But can you tell people, after they saw you on the final Tribal Council of Survivor Second Chances 31, like, what have you been up to since then?
Yeah, after Second Chances, I realized I didn't want to be an accountant anymore. So I was an accountant for about 18 years in corporate America. After you leave the Survivor Island, you really do ask yourself, like, what's next? You know, you can't have such an amazing experience and go back to a desk job. And so I started assessing what my passions were, and I'm passionate about young people and leadership. And so I franchised a Chick-fil-A, and that was like a Survivor game in itself. Every day you're just trying to survive, working with teenagers and being strategic, aligning with people in the community. So it was Survivor every day. But I franchised a Chick-fil-A and did that for about 6 years. And for the past couple of years, I've been traveling throughout Europe and Africa, serving as a missionary, just doing work for Jesus and helping wherever I can in the world. So.
Well, I think I knew that beforehand, but I think that proves you're a better person than I am. But the reason I'm voluntold to host this podcast, I am a self-proclaimed Survivor superfan. I started watching season 1 in the beginning when I was a teenager lifeguarding at Queenie Park. And my fellow lifeguards, we created challenges. And the second that I didn't win immunity, I was voted out.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I kind of fell away from it during college. But I remember when I was bottle feeding my now teenage son, season 21 came on, and I just was then rehooked back in.
Wow.
And I've gone back and rewatched everything and watched them live since. And I created my own Survivor Fantasy League, which we'll talk about later.
Nice.
We have our draft tomorrow night, so hopefully I do as well in that draft as I think I did in ours. And like I said, I've applied every year since I left Channel 4.
Yeah.
And I continue to just challenge myself to stay in shape. I do an outdoor workout group every morning, rain or shine. We use cinder blocks and sandbags to work out with.
Nice.
And then I still play water polo, and I do an adult grown-up swim league.
Oh, wow. You're Survivor ready. You know, when I was preparing for Survivor, I did challenges myself, but weird challenges, like how long can you stand on one foot? Can you remember colors? Survivor is so awesome in just the diversity of the challenges, not just puzzles, but the physical aspect. Swimming, some people go on Survivor and they can't swim.
Yeah, I don't
get
that.
You don't have that problem.
All right, so in our first episode here, we're going to take the approach of looking at the episodes that CBS has been rerunning over the last 2 weeks to prepare for season 50. I had to think that they came up with this as a way to not ruin new programming during the Winter Olympics.
Yes.
But two, so many Survivor fans came to it during COVID, seeing the new era, but maybe have not seen all the other seasons. And this is a way for them to see the greats that they're going to come on season 50. So we're going to go through each episode and kind of get your thoughts on what that particular episode being rerun has to say about our Survivor players coming up on season 50. So the first one that reran was from season 16, the Fans versus Favorite. It was really Cerise-centric. That's the one where Eric gives up the immunity necklace, and it was, Cerie's idea to get it done, and I think that kind of cemented her as, one of the Survivor greats.
Yes.
But, is that showing, do you think that that's trying to show she is such a mastermind and a great player and she'll make it far, or highlighting her threat level? And she's going to have to worry about that. Yeah,
I think it is showing Cerie's prowess in the game. If you know Cerie, you've watched her, she definitely has evolved over the years, not only in Survivor, but to be on Traitors as well, and have that experience and Survivor in another country. So I think they're highlighting, we have not only a fan favorite, but someone who has evolved. And I think the question when you have returning seasons like this with players from such a broad span of time, can the old school keep up with the new school? And I think the producers are saying, let's show Cerie's got what it takes to adapt to this new style of Survivor play. So I'm excited. And also bamboozle young people. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And she'll do that. Yeah. I think people revere Cerie so much, they'll just fall into that kind of hypnotic state where it's I trust Cerie, she knows what she's doing, right? And they may not take control. Yeah, I do wonder how much the new era people are going to fan out about all of about the legends that they're about to share. 100%. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. All right. The second episode that reran was from Tocantins, highlighting Coach and the martyr approach. I really think that was, if you had to pick one episode to show who Coach was, that was it. Yes.
The iconic images of him with the dragon stick and, not eating or drinking when he was on exile and getting voted out. So I think that is the very quick intro to Coach. I just wonder what Coach will look like come this season. Oh, no, that's true. I know you really like Coach. And the fans love Coach. The producers love Coach. And I think Coach will do well because he understands that in addition to the castaways being players, the producers are players too. And so I believe Coach knows how to brand himself in a way that makes the producers love him, right? And if you can get the producers to play with you, you'll do well. As you can see, I don't know how many Coach pre-episodes there were. Were there 3? Yeah, it was going to be 3. Yeah. So that says a lot. But can Coach keep up? Yeah, I'm wondering if he's going to fall back into Coach ways. I listened to a few of his pre-show interviews, and he's along with a lot of the older players. He's completely changed. He's gotten married. He has children. He's changed careers. He's the only teams he coaches are his kids' teams now. Yep. So I'm wondering how that will impact. Is he ready to actually win the game as opposed to just be a character in the game? Exactly. And then will he just be a good ally? Or will he be someone who needs to be cutthroat and, pull certain levers when necessary? But Coach will be Coach. I think it'll be fun to watch him. And I can't wait. I know. I can't either. I love Coach. And then Coach appears in the third rerun that happened last week, the season 20 Heroes versus Villains premiere. Some of the things that I noted for that is, when all those players came back, they didn't know who Russell Hantz was. Yes. And they're going to have that same with the 49ers. With the 49ers. And I'm wondering if the devil is going to be better than the devil you don't, and that's going to spell doom for the 49ers after these heroes and villains had to deal with Russell. Especially since they have a 49er winner coming back. So that she's going to have a target on her back. But
I like Stephanie and I like Colby. Whenever I see old school players, I think they'll stick together. That's just my thought. Like, they play probably the same style of pace of game, so they'll be comfortable with each other. I don't know. Could go either way with Stephanie and Colby, though.
I think that episode really highlighted the toughness of Stephanie, getting her shoulder ripped out of her socket.
Yes.
I think one thing that highlighted on Colby was that he wasn't as prepared for season 20 as he thought he should be, like asking like who had connections with whom.
True.
And I think that he's much better prepared this time.
Yes.
He actually said he thinks he's in better shape now than he was for All-Stars and for Heroes Run.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah.
He moved back to Texas.
Yes.
He says that more of his
It's true.
roots. Yeah.
I don't know if I would say Colby's the most strategic player.
No.
But if he's in a great alliance, he can kind of just go with the flow. But he's a likable person for sure. And then Stephanie, I think she's matured. I think she's had kids as well. Mm-hmm. And so maybe there'll be an alliance of moms.
I will be, and you brought up the traders with Suri. I'll be interested to see if Stephanie and Suri hook up, like what the fallout of that would be.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. You don't want to take baggage into a new season of Survivor, but when I went back and Cass was on the cast, I had a bone to pick with her. And so as much as you want to say it's a new game, it's a fresh start, those old wounds get opened up pretty quickly. So the Suri and Stephanie dynamic, that may be interesting. I think Stephanie wants to get some redemption.
Yes, I want to know if Colby gave it away in a podcast that I was listening to where he said Stephanie's hair style looked like $1 million. I'm like, does that mean she made it to the end, or am I overthinking everything? Which I probably am. But again, that episode did highlight how some of the heroes wanted to target Suri right away. So yeah. I don't think there's anything that can take a target off of Suri.
No, I agree. But her personality is so likable that she's a target, but then you're like, I like her.
Right.
So we'll see.
All right. Again, third in a row with Coach. The fourth rerun was South Pacific, Redemption Island, the Coach versus Ozzy. This I thought really highlighted, so you're talking about baggage. Like, Coach and Ozzy basically blame the other one for losing that game.
Yep.
And, they've talked about that they're ready to bury the hatchet. But, Coach hopefully has evolved from he made too many promises to too many people. And then, it didn't really own up to that.
Exactly. So, I think the key word is evolution. Also with Ozzy, will he be the same Ozzy? He'll fish, he'll get food, and rely a lot on that and rely a lot on his physicality. But will it be enough, or has he evolved into a more social and strategic threat? I like Ozzy.
Oh, I love Ozzy. But yeah, that's the other thing. He's, again, someone who, played for the first time in their 20s, very young, and
yes.
It's been so long since then. Like, how has that crazy life experiences changed him, and the losing 3 times,
right?
Like, really impacted how he's going to play.
It's true. We shall see.
Yeah, but whoever has Ozzy on their team will eat well.
100%.
So moving into the fifth episode that got rerun, the Heroes, Hustlers, Healers, where you see Chrissy, again, highlighted by herself. Not as many people got episodes where it was just them. And I really thought this showed how she may not have come across as empathetic as much, but so strategic, so physical.
Yes.
And really kind of got screwed by that fire-making challenge being introduced.
I know. Hopefully she's been working on fire. I think she'll do well. I agree with you. I think she should play a better social game. But the fact that she got her own episode, I think it says a lot. I think she'll be different. It's 10 years ago, something like that. So, you remember these people from their original seasons, and they were so young. Chrissy's like that, and then when they come back, sometimes there's a disappointment because you're like, you just have these memories of them being a certain way, but life changes people, and I think she had a lot of health concerns too that she overcame, like the cancer and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see how she approaches or attacks the game this time.
I just know that she was one of the people who was a fan favorite and was so excited for the next returning player season, and then that hasn't really happened since they went with Winners at War during 40. So I think she's going to come out just super eager, ready to play, and we'll see how her challenge beast matches up to all these other challenge beasts. Well, some beasts of a different kind. The sixth rerun was the David versus Goliath, the famous eggs versus jacket episode. And I don't think, it's already ranked as one of the top moments in Survivor with Angelina asking for Natalie's jacket. And I'm just wondering how many jacket jokes will get made on Angelina the first few days on Survivor.
Yeah, we'll have to count them. We need a little tally.
Yes, how many jacket ones?
Yes. Will she be able to play a more social game? That's what I'm looking for Angelina.
Also, she's become a mom since then, so hopefully she's a little bit more self-aware.
Yes.
And
yes.
Not all about her, but trying to see things through other people's perspective. Which
exactly.
I think also on that season, Mike White had a great play of trying to look through the lens of other people's eyes on how to get them to do it and just subtly manipulate the storytelling.
Yeah, Mike is going to be great for TV. He never disappoints. Will he win? Probably not, but he'll definitely have some great commentary.
So the other tally we should keep is how many times people are going to bring up the White Lotus and trying to get cast. Although he has said that he wants to take a break and not talk about it because he has to take a break from White Lotus by going on a Fijian island, which I find hysterical.
And should we agree that we always have to call him Mike White first and last name?
I don't know why, but I think it's written in Survivor lore.
Agreed. I'm excited for him.
And Christian, everyone loves Christian. So is his threat level just going to be that everyone loves Christian and you're keeping him around as long as he can do the puzzles? And I don't know, but everyone says they love him, and I think that's the problem.
I think, I love Christian. I believe he's on one of my lists as a possible winner, but I like Christian. He's social. He talks so well. I love his analysis. I love his thinking. I think people will like him. If the producers like him, he'll do well.
Yeah, he's a great narrator. So is Mike White. And they always going to want great narrators.
Exactly. It's even if their Survivor gameplay isn't great, the fact that they can narrate a show is valuable, I think, for Survivor.
And I think if he can make it to that final tribal council and Christian can drop the bombshell that he's going to be a dad. Full of Jeremy.
Oh, my God. Oh, full of Jeremy. It's definitely a great strategic move.
Yeah. But I think that is one thing where, and we saw that in 49 where Sage tried to bring out something about herself, and that's not that big of a secret.
Yeah.
If you're going to bring something out like that, it's got to be something you did in the game that nobody knew, or something about you, like you're having a kid that no one knew. Not that I worked in this other area. I'm like, I don't really care. That doesn't shock me.
Mm-hmm. Or in my season where Jeremiah told us he was a model.
Well, okay, you're on the beauty track.
Right, exactly. No big surprise there. But I think that'll be great. I'm rooting for Christian.
All right. Season 38, Edge of Extinction. People didn't like Edge of Extinction as a concept, but loved Rick Devens.
Yes. And I heard that Rick was actually an alternate for season 50 before they expanded the count.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if if they were going to do 20 players and he was 20, the male alternate, and then they decided to add the 49ers, and then is he going to be playing with house money and just feeling like I may not have even had this chance, so I'm going to go crazy.
So he can go hard. I think.
But if he didn't go hard before, if he's going to go hard now, that's going to be even crazier.
No. But I think his Survivor outfit is a button-up and a sweater, so he's already...
Well, Angelina's going to try and get that.
True. That's true. She'll talk him right out of that sweater. Yeah. I believe it. But I think he's likable. He's a threat, though. He's social. I think he'll be good.
I'll be interested to see how he can adapt and because at the end of his game, he was basically all on his own. Like, no one would work with him. He was
Yes.
still entertaining as
Yes.
heck,
Yes.
like running all around, but no one would work with them. So
Yes.
I'm wondering how that will be if he can adapt to, hopefully not having to play from the bottom.
Exactly.
And, will he always be scrambling around trying to find those advantages also?
Right. That's the question. Will he overplay?
Right.
Yeah.
But I love Rick.
Me too.
As a former news person, I'll just be rooting for him also. So the interesting one about the one that reran Wednesday, a week before the premiere of season 45, was that it was Dee all by herself, and Emily, who's also on season 50, was voted out the episode prior.
Yes.
So we didn't get to see Emily at all besides the previously on.
Yes.
When the episode where she was voted out, I thought was also very good and also good for Dee. So I don't know why they would choose that
one.
Unless you're really trying to show Dee's threat as a winner, like she was willing to lie to her, supposed number one. And but I think, along with what you were saying about Suri and just everyone likes her, everyone has said that like Dee is just so like magnetic, and that you just want to be around her.
Yeah, and she's a loyal person too. So if she can get with the right people and be flexible. The thing about winners, though, no one wants the winners to win again. So they could easily be quick targets, but if they can add value to the tribe and kind of get lost in the shuffle and lose the winner target, I think she'll be great.
Yeah, and I think people could keep her around as a shield,
Exactly.
Let's get rid of her first before you get rid of me.
Exactly. And then Emily, hopefully she'll be not as abrasive. She'll be a little more chill, not talk too much.
We'll see if she can, evolve as well.
Yes. I think that's the key word, evolution. Yeah. That's the key word.
The one thing that I think that Dee can bring in as a winner that other winners don't is, she was just on the challenge and basically did get booted off. And most winners, when they come back, some of them have never had the experience of getting booted off a show.
True. That's a good point.
It could add some perspective to her of like knowing what that feeling is.
That is a good point.
And she's still in good physical shape.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, you brought up Chaos Cast earlier, the rerun that would be airing on the Thursday before the premiere is season 46, where we'd have Chaos Q, Charlie, and Tiff. So this, I'm wondering what games Q will play this time. He said he won't do hide and seek again, but maybe he'll bring up something else. I'm just wondering about how much chaos the other players are going to allow.
I know. Q is such an unpredictable player, but he seems like he's self-aware, maybe for this season. But chaos is good. I feel like he should just, go for it. When you get a second chance, just go for it.
I almost feel like this season he was two different players, like starting after this episode aired, because the first 8 episodes of season 46, he felt more in control. He was trying to be strategic. He was making relationships. Maybe you find him a little abrasive, but he wasn't totally chaotic. And then it seemed this tribal council, all of a sudden it flipped a switch and he became more of the Q skirt crazy as opposed to, someone like that. So I'm just wondering which version of Q we'll see come out the gate.
I think we may see all of them, which will be good for us.
Yes.
May not be good for him.
Great for viewers, maybe not for
him. Yes.
I think, a lot of the people talked about Charlie being a huge threat. In their preseason press, and he, maybe he'll regret some of the things he said of, work on your grip strength, like get up in the morning. But I hope Charlie can make it through a little bit, because I think so many people have him high on their radar as a threat level.
Exactly. And the question is, will people want to work with him? He doesn't seem to be like the most loyal.
To Taylor Swift, yes.
And then there's Tiffany.
Yeah. I just feel like this didn't highlight all of Tiffany's strengths.
I agree.
This episode, but
I agree.
I think she was an incredible player all throughout her season and has nowhere to go but up. And I think she could slip through the cracks and make it pretty far.
Yes. I think we have a lot more to see from her. She's a positive person. I like Tiffany.
Yeah, I could see Tiffany making it to the end.
Yeah.
And then the final rerun, which will be the Friday before the premiere, the season 48. Not the crazy emotional Joe and Eva, but the one where Kyle and Camilla pull one over on Joe.
Yes.
And get Shaheen voted out.
Yes.
I think they want everyone to make sure that everyone knows about Kyle and Camilla going into this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was almost like me and Spencer. We were definitely together, and we pre-gamed a little bit, but we just said if we can help each other, we'll do it. If not, then we're playing our games. So the thing about the returning season, there's an opportunity for pre-gaming, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it'll be interesting to see if they get together.
Or if if she's willing to cut him just to highlight her game as opposed to
and that's another thing too. When you come in tethered with someone, you want to show that you have what it takes to be independent. So it'll be a good dynamic to watch.
And Joe hasn't had that long to process everything that happened and viewing that season and then coming back.
Right back. Yeah.
I'm wondering how. I mean, you didn't have that much of a turnaround. What was it like having to pretty much see 28 not that long ago and then get right on the bus for 31? Did you have time to think through everything?
No, you don't. You're trying to, you try not to get in your head too much, because once the game starts, your game plan is out the window. The best Survivor players are adaptable and flexible. So if you go in, thinking everything and everybody and their style, you've already lost. So I think it may be a good thing for Joe to be able to just turn around quickly and not overthink the game. I like Joe. I think he'll do well.
No, I love Joe. I wish him nothing but the best.
Yes.
And then hopefully have another, really devoted dad on a season coming up soon.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. I think, so that did it for the rerun episodes, but multiple players did not get any sort of highlight beforehand.
True.
Jenna was on season 1. They could have chosen a rerun of All Stars where Colby was on it with her and they didn't. Aubrey, again, was on a lot of seasons. One with Sari, one with Devins. Didn't highlight her. Like we've already talked about with Emily, just getting the diss of D. Jonathan, I think no matter what, people in the new era are going to remember Jonathan.
Yes.
He's a huge hulking behemoth of a man. And at least I don't see Jonathan having any problem pre-merge.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He will literally carry his tribe on his shoulders.
Which he's done before.
It is interesting that these particular players didn't get a highlight, but is it because we know them, we recognize them, or I don't know. You're a producer. What would you say?
I am worried, and that's how my draft strategy went, that the ones who we aren't highlighting aren't going to be as a major force throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
And I think, Genevieve, like you said, being the only one from her season, not really being able to pregame a lot, that she might be an easy target. And I understand why they wouldn't do a rerun of the 49ers, because we just saw that season.
Yeah.
But like you said, all of the returning players have figured out one of those two won because there's two other winners here, so they're going to have a third winner.
Exactly.
So I think they're going to have a target right on their back right away. We'll see how fast Rizzo can talk and get himself out of it. But I'll be interested to see if they end up lying about what happened in the season, or if they just want to play it straight because they don't want to get caught in a lie.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's talk about the tribes.
Okay.
Unless you have anything else.
No.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. Which one we want to bring up here? Let's bring up Vatu, the pink tribe, which I originally thought was purple, but Vatu has, there we go. So we've got Aubrey, Q, Colby, Kyle, Angelina, Stephanie, Genevieve, and Rizzo. So, you talked a little about Stephanie and Colby's relationship. Who would you see working together here on this tribe right off the bat?
I could see Stephanie, Colby. I could even see them bringing in Aubrey. Just kind of more old school.
So do you think Q was going to say
style.
right away, no, let's get Aubrey out?
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
I think Kyle could be perceived as more of an old school player.
Agreed. And a loyal player, too.
Right.
So I think he will evoke, trust. And he's a good physical person. So the tribe stage is really about physicality and not being annoying If you can, not pull down the tribe and not be annoying, you should get through this phase.
Don't be annoying. That would be hard for me.
No, you'd be fine.
But yeah, so I think my eyes would be on first boots on this would either be Genevieve or Rizzo, depending on how fast Rizzo can talk.
Exactly. I agree.
All right, so next tribe, let's go with the Sela tribe, the Orange tribe. Well, look, yeah. I think no matter what, I'm excited to see everyone. But there's Joe. They've got their massive threats of Joe, Ozzy. They've got Savannah with, as people said, her winter calves. Former reporter here in St. Louis, Savannah.
Yeah.
Jenna, Christian, Emily, Suri, and my favorite, Rick.
Yes. I don't see them losing a lot of challenges.
If I had to bet on who's losing, it would be the Vatu Pink Tribe, probably losing first. But I'm just wondering how, with there be 24 players in 26 days, are there going to be multiple tribal councils right off the bat to lower the numbers?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
But, I think Joe can be seen as an old school player.
Yep.
So is he going to align, with Ozzy and Suri?
Yeah.
And then I'm wondering if Jenna's strategy from All Stars of get the winners out will automatically just point a target on Savannah right away. Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, will Rick overplay?
Right.
And will Emily be flipping out, or will she be okay to handle it?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a strong tribe.
Yeah. So I think the ones with the craziest relationships is the last tribe, the Callow, the Blue tribe, where we have Jonathan, so maybe they won't ever lose.
That's true.
Mike White, Coach, Dee, Camilla, Chrissy, Tiff, and Charlie. So what do you think about these relationships? So the interesting thing is that there's some people that all have Ben from 46 connection, because Coach has played on Ben's album and played with him live, who's friends with Charlie, and then Dee was also on there. So I remember hearing that all three of them have at least met before him, not really pre-gaming, but at least they have some sort of pre-existing relationship.
Yeah, I think the new schoolers will stick together.
I hope it doesn't happen just like Winners at War, where it's like new school takes out
old school. Yeah.
So hopefully some of these old school players have kept it in mind.
I don't.
But I don't see this tribe losing at all.
No.
I mean, they look.
They are
dominant.
definitely
They've got
strong.
They've got some puzzlers. They've got strong women, and they have the Incredible Hulk.
Yes, I agree. I think the Pink tribe may be the new Luzon tribe.
I could see that.
It might get taken out. But I expect a lot of twists and turns with Survivor 50. For my second chance season, the second chance was given to a lot of the challenges. So we got to see, challenges make an emergence. I don't know what season 50 will bring.
No, I mean, judging with all of the weird, promos with all of the, pop culture icons that are making their way into Survivor.
Yes.
We'll see how well that bodes.
Exactly.
All right, to finish things up here, like I said, I run a fantasy league. I was not happy with how fantasy leagues were being done, so I created my own point system, and Tasha was game enough to go play against me with our system. So we're going to keep track of our own Survivor fantasy leagues and see who does well.
Yes.
So we have our picks. There we go. Tasha, how do you feel about your picks?
Once I saw them all listed together, I'm like, what did I do? It looks like my team will depend on loyalty.
Yeah. Oh, so for those listening, Team Tasha is Joe, Suri, Tiffany, Aubrey, Chrissy, Camilla, Genevieve, Emily, Christian, Kyle, Jenna, and Savannah. And Team John is Coach, Charlie, Stephanie, Rick, Ozzy, Mike White, Dee, Jonathan, Kobe, Q, Angelina, and Rizzo. And both of us picked the 49ers last.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Oh, gosh. John...
Well, I tried to go with my strategy of, 3 reruns of Coach. I think he's going to be a big player. Mm-hmm. My eldest son, Liam, said I had to pick Charlie, so that's why I grabbed Charlie, even though I'm a little worried about him. And I just love Rick, and I was, fascinated with Stephanie. I almost said loved Stephanie, but then I realized my wife might listen to this, so I didn't say that. But and no matter what, I'm going to enjoy watching every single one of these players play because, whatever what you think about the casting process and who got chosen, like I've loved every season of Survivor, and I'm just looking forward to watching all of these.
Me too. I think my strategy was more so like who was pre-gaming maybe, and who may be able to form some relationships that could take them all the way through the game, because I think it's a solid strategy if you can make it happen. So we'll see. I'm excited too.
I'm super excited for 50 and to kick your butt in
whatever. I think I'm most excited about seeing Jeff Probst. After 25 years, Jeff is still going
he
strong.
Still looks the same.
He looks the same, and his clothes are the same as well. The clothes are holding up.
Yeah, well, and I love cargo shorts, so that's
right. And blue shirts.
Yes. So we'll keep track of our Survivor fantasy points throughout the week. As we get going, Tasha and I are going to go against each other on who we think is going to be voted out next. But I say we wait and see how many people are going to get voted out at one time.
Agreed.
And other than that, we'll be back every week giving you a recap of my fandom and Tasha's expert opinions and knowledge of the previous episode. So we will be back next week, and we hope you keep coming back to listen to Tribal Council Talk, an unofficial Survivor podcast.